Thank you for watching WISD TV and welcome to the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. My name is Dale Caffey and I'm pleased to be with several members of the best robotics team in the heart of Texas. These are three members of the GWAMA team who recently won the Heart of Texas Best Robotics Championship held at University High School in early November. I'm with three members of the team and their teacher, Joshua Moore. We have James Stefka, we have Jose Lerma, and we have Sergio Flores as members of the team, and they did an outstanding job, and we're going to first talk to them about their accomplishment that they did the first Saturday in November. First of all, James, tell us what you did as far as the team member is concerned.
As a team, I was the project manager. I was in charge of getting everything lined out and set as far as the team goes, and that was basically my role as project manager, was getting everybody to where they needed to be and what they needed to be doing.
Very good, because it's not just about operating a robot. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Correct. It's not the robot was just part of the actual project. It was more of marketing, allowing us to market, notebooking, and also interviewing, having people set for all that, allowing us to do better just instead of the robot, but overall as a team.
Right. So you actually had to build a display board, and
it was a 10 by 10, 8-foot tall display. We had pictures, our team logo, our team name on the back of it, allowing people when they walk by, they see, oh, there's a GWAMAtron. And so it was more than just the robot.
Very good. Now you are one of the students not from Waco ISD, you're from China Spring, is that correct? Had you ever been involved in the Best Robotics Championships before?
No, sir. This is the first, and it was quite an experience actually. Come together. We've been at school for three months about, and getting to jump into this feet first, it was quite an experience.
Now, 6 weeks ago or so, it's my understanding you received a box of raw materials from which to build this robot. Tell us a little bit about how you got started with the design and how you came up with this idea.
Okay, we started with paper first, and then moved on to cardboard before we started with our raw materials, and then from there we traced, brainstormed, etc. on the robot, and then we moved on to the actual materials we were given from the challenging TSCC program.
Very good, very good. And of course you were given the tasks that the robot was to do at the competition, so you had to build one to be able to do those.
Correct. It had to do not only pick up dowels, hangers, and pick up puzzle pieces. It was 3 tasks for us to complete.
Right. And y'all did an outstanding job. Going to talk to some of the other members of the team now. This is Jose Lerma. Tell me about the job that you did as far as the team is concerned.
Well, for me, I was involved with this, and I was involved in the back with the exhibit. With this, I helped paint it, and then all the decorations and stuff like that. And in the back, we worked hard on it, staying after school, and we came early in the mornings to work on it and finish it up by time.
Right, because you're in the robotics class here at the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy, but you only had limited time in the classroom. Yes, so it did take a little bit of extra hours, right?
It did. We had to come. We stayed here. We're the morning group, so we leave at 11:15. But sometimes we stayed here for the afternoon so that we could finish up and advance on it.
Now, in the competition itself, what did you do on Saturday, November the 2nd?
I was the spotter. I was Sergio's spotter. I had to control the trolley that moves this robot back and forth and side to side.
Very good. Now, of course, we have a lot of video from that competition, and it was intense and it was loud. Had you ever gone before?
That was my first time, and it was very nerve-wracking. I heard all the people, and I was just nervous, trying not to mess up,
Because the atmosphere there is not quiet whatsoever. It's probably louder than a basketball game.
Pretty loud. I didn't expect it to be that much, that many people.
Did you get pumped up when you saw that your robot was finally doing some of the tasks it was supposed to do?
I did. I really did. I had more confidence in our robot.
Good. Very good. Well, congratulations. How does it feel to be the winner and getting to go to Dallas? Incidentally, this team, and of course this is not the entire team, there are many more students, this team gets to go to the University of Texas at Dallas to compete in the regional competition. And you guys are still doing some repair work. Talk about what you're doing right now.
Well, from the competition, we noticed that a few of our stuff didn't work properly like we wanted it to. So now that we have it here, we could fix it. We're trying to get our wrist and stuff to work properly like we wanted to.
Very good, very good. Well, congratulations to you. I know that you were very pumped up on Saturday, and great job. Talk to Joshua Moore here. Of course, he teaches algebra and robotics here at the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy. And of course, you try to get your team ready for a competition, and you probably knew what it was going to be like. They didn't. When they got there and you saw them accomplishing a task, how did you feel as a teacher?
Oh, I was proud. The whole 6 weeks that we've been preparing for this competition, the students didn't really know what to expect. None of them had gone before. They were not part of the robotics teams at their home campuses, and so they didn't know what to expect. I knew a little bit about what to expect, and so I was trying to get them pumped up and get them excited about it and get them prepared for it, because when they were prepared and they got to that competition, they realized how well prepared they were, and they realized how great our robot was going to do, and then they just got super excited about it. It was awesome.
Now, a lot of people don't know, but you compete in 3-minute increments, and there are several rounds, and then you go to a staging area where you get to do some preparation and kind of debrief on what happened at that session.
Yeah, there's a 3-minute round where they compete on the field, and then they can go back to their pit areas where they can do either repairs or strategy, planning, whatever they need to do. Yeah.
What did you have to do as a teacher during those pit areas?
We discussed strategy because we had a strategy right off the bat, but sometimes things go wrong, like our wrist, and so it wasn't flipping the dowels over that we needed to, and so we had to change up our strategy mid-game, and so we discussed that with my drivers, and we made it work. So.
Yeah, we talked about picking up dowel rods, flipping them over, putting them back in place into holes, and then they had this coat hanger area. Did you have to say, well, we're not doing so well on the dowel rods, let's move over to the coat hangers?
Well, the coat hangers is probably the most difficult part of the entire competition, and that was our struggle. Once we realized that our wrist wasn't flipping over, because that was for the dowels, we knew that it was probably not going to be too great on the hangers either. And so we really mainly focused on the dowels, and we tried, once we had a firm idea that we were going to be going into the semifinals, we were like, let's try and let's practice on the hangers and let's see if it can work. And it didn't do so hot, but we knew we were going to be in the semifinals by that point, so it was okay.
Going to talk with you more about strategy in just a moment, but first let's talk to Sergio Flores. And you, of course, were teaming up with Jose here, and you actually had to operate the remote control. Come on over a little closer, and let's talk a little bit about having to make this robot do what it was supposed to do in a rather nerve-wracking atmosphere.
Well, it wasn't that hard. Everybody here plays video games, of course, since we're in a robotics team. And when I got on there, Mr. Moore, he was like, "Do you want to be driver?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot." And I didn't think I was pretty good until I just remembered the buttons on where to push, and I just made it easier in my mind. I pretended the arm was my arm, and I pressed the buttons on how I wanted it to move, and yeah, it got easier.
How about the loud atmosphere there? Was that tough to operate in at first or did you just stay focused and not let the crowd bother you?
Well, I had pressure on me and I couldn't hear. So when Jose, I told him not to move, I couldn't yell because it was too loud. So me and him talked about it, like, if I tell you, look at me, and if I tell you to stop, this is me telling you to stop. Or tell you to go, just go.
Right. So you're very dependent upon your spotter.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I forgot to ask you, what school do you attend?
Waco High.
Waco High. And Jose?
University.
University. So we have a University High School student, a Waco High student, and a China Springs student here. And of course, we mentioned that the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy has students from all over the Waco area. Talk about working with students from other schools in an atmosphere like this, and in an atmosphere like was at University High School on competition day, where you had other schools rooting for their teams that were all from that school. You guys were together as a group from a bunch of different schools.
Yeah, when I went to the stands to check up on Mr. Moore on how I do the hangers, I noticed that the, what was it, Hubert or H.O.T Middle School, they were cheering for us too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I was surprised. I thought they were against us, but I guess we're all friends. And then when I went to the competition, I noticed other students from the afternoon class that I just seen them, and like we just talked like if we were friends from back then. Yeah, it wasn't hard making friends.
Well, what was very pleasing to see, and we also have video of that, is the many, all of them dressed in the GWAMA t-shirts. Some of them had funny colored hair, some of them had face painting, and some of them wearing funny glasses, but they were all, I mean, yelling GWAMA, GWAMA. I mean, were you hearing that?
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Very good. Very good. Well, congratulations. Are you pumped up about getting to go to UT Dallas for the next competition?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Very good. Congratulations. Come on back in here, Mr. Moore. Got to talk to you about strategies, because one of the things that I saw is that the schools were mostly focusing on the dowel rods or the hangers, and all of a sudden you get to the semifinals and it's almost like you went for the jugular because you went straight for those puzzle pieces. Was that the plan?
Yeah, so the first 6 rounds we had, it was the seeding rounds where we had no inventory. And by inventory, I mean when you place the dowel rods into those PVC pipes, you get an inventory, and same thing with the hangers. Well, when the semifinals hit, part of the game was they already gave you some inventory. They already gave you some puzzle pieces. And so I said, well, if they already gave it to us, let's go straight for those mega points. So that's where the majority of our points comes from, is those puzzle pieces. So we went straight there.
I didn't see other schools try those as much as you guys.
I don't know if the other schools were fully aware of the situation with the finals and that inventory that they already gave you, but it was funny. Once they saw us doing it, they were doing it right after us. So,
But by that time, you were too far ahead.
yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Very good. Now, it won't be that way probably UT Dallas. For some more experienced teams there. You guys, I don't think there's been an advancer from the Waco ISD ever in that competition. Of course, this is Waco ISD plus area school districts, which is a great thing. But can these guys walk into that atmosphere in Dallas and do it again?
I think so. We got some planning to do. We got some practice to do, but I think they can handle it.
Very good. Well, congratulations, guys, once again on being the best in the heart of Texas. Once again, I'm at the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy with the best robotics team in the heart of Texas. This is Dale Caffey reporting from the Greater Waco Advanced Manufacturing Academy.